how did you not kill your dream whenever it didn't happen? Like, how do you turn 30, realize, look at your life and say, I didn't accomplish this dream. I'm just going to forget it.
Yeah.
Like, how did you not do that?
The voice inside of me was so loud that it was like I was like starving a part of me. It was like I was starving myself. So it's like, imagine if like, or like you're not watering your plants, you know, like if you're like literally watching your plants die, if you have like it in you to keep your plants alive and like want to be someone that's like nurturing, you have to do that for yourself as well. So for me, it just felt like I had reached a point that like I'm literally starving this creative side of myself. I'm super creative, and I was trying to find it in other outlets, like, you know, at the time it was like dancing, you know, on the dance floor, or, you know, maybe being outside and doing gardening and stuff. Always going back to like what it really was singing and writing. And so I eventually couldn't deny it anymore. So I think for me, I let the age thing kind of go, because that was a really big thing in my 20s. Like, I'm too old. I'm never going to make it. And again, I was comparing myself to thinking I had to be this like, I had to be famous.
Right. It's like, what do you mean by make it is the question.
Yeah.
Like, what is making it, right?
To me, yeah. At the time, like in my 20s or 16, I thought that meant like having to, you know, go to Hollywood and get an agent and like do all these things, which I still think could be really exciting. But now it's more of just like, no, I have this gift to share, and I'm going to share it because it's what I know I'm meant to do. However big or small that scope looks. And not having to feel like I have to fit this mold that I thought of, like what I thought it had to be, and almost just kind of like release myself to the process of like, if that means writing a song and singing it and recording it at my house and just playing it for myself, like that feels good. If that means writing a song, recording it, sending it to someone, them listening to it and liking it, that's awesome. Going through that process, then maybe it means actually like recording a song and getting it like released on an album. That's awesome. And so it's like these little steps, once I kind of just started small, it almost made my dream less intimidating and kind of taking it more in like bite-sized pieces. Because I think initially I was like, I had this really grand vision, and then I was like, okay, how am I going to get from here to here? And it seemed really intimidating. So I was always like being like, you're never going to be able to do that. Like, you're never going to be able to do that sort of a thing. Or like, oh, you missed the boat. You didn't go. You're too old. It's like I was kind of giving myself all these excuses, versus going back to kind of like square one, starting from like literally where it needs to start. If I want to write my own music, is like literally writing my own music, starting there and having that almost be the floodgate to the process. That's kind of how I found to fulfill my dream is just kind of starting small and kind of building on that success that I have personally, and then having that be met with other things that kind of come along the way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.